my honor to invite His Excellency Mr. Reuven Azar, Ambassador of Israel to India, to deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you, Arpita. Good morning, everybody. It's really a great pleasure to be here. I want to thank all my colleagues that came from Israel all the way to honor us with their presence. We have here the people that stand in the forefront of the Israeli effort on AI. I want to thank, of course, the Embassy of Israel for organizing this, especially Maya and all the team. Thank you very much. Um, India and Israel trust each other because we have built this partnership for the last 30 years and we have together developed the capabilities that allow us to face the challenges of today, the security challenges we have. But we have many other challenges because we are two old civilizations that have established their uh, young states and are lagging behind in the building infrastructure and giving all our citizens the opportunity to flourish and to develop what they need in order to be part of modern life. And there's no uh, other challenge than the challenge of AI that is going basically to give us the opportunity to harness all the knowledge that humanity has gathered, and our challenge is to make it accessible to each and every citizen, each and every entrepreneur. So we want to hear a little bit today from our participants here how they're going to do it, because this is something that is new for everybody, and we want to make sure that we will be able to build the capability and create the access that we need so we can together continue to flourish and to develop new projects that will make sure that we face also the challenges of the future. Okay, so I'd like to thank you very much for being here, and you will invite the next speaker. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your valuable insights. Now, our next speaker will take us into the strategic core of Israel's AI journey. Please join me in welcoming Brigadier General Reserve Erez Askel, head of the AI Directorate at the Prime Minister's Office.
Thank you, Ambassador, and thank you for the organizers. I'm very glad to be here in this stage. I'm Erez Askel, the head of the new AI Directorate under the Prime Minister. Before I retired from the military as the head of the digital transformation and AI of the IDF all over the world. And we established our directorate under the Prime Minister because in Israel we believe that AI is an issue of cybersecurity, of national security, and it's going to change all our life, of course. So we want to lead Israel. We have two main goals. First, to lead Israel to be among the top 3 of the world in this field, and we're going to be there. And the second is to improve the quality of life of every Israeli citizens and our allies like India, of course. How are we going to do it? We're going to use our competitive advantage. I believe that Israel, we are the best in the world to solve real life problems. And because that, we're going to build 3 domains. First, as I said, labs of real life solutions with the academia, with the industry, all the guys here. And we're going to found 50 verticals and to solve them. The second is to use our strongs in cybersecurity for AI, safe foundational models, etc. And the third is edge solutions. We believe that if we want to implement AI in the edge or in the real life, we must to build something in the edge, not to trust data centers in hundreds of kilometers from us. We want something local in the surgery room, in the classroom, or in the border or drones. So the idea is to use our industry from the um, from the military, from the civil industry, and to build it together. I want to invite you all to be part of that. India, they are a good friend of us, of course, and I believe that we can't do it alone. We need to build it together. All the big countries, Israel and India, of course. Thank you very much. And we're going to show you our product, but just we have a lot of companies and a lot of products, and it's just at the beginning, like I said. Thank you.
Thank you, General Askell. Now I invite Dr. Victor Alkanatis, Senior Research Scientist and Head of the Center of AI in Agriculture at the Volcani Institute, Ministry of Agriculture.
Thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you, Sir Ambassador, having us here. It's a great opportunity to give you in a few minutes our vision about using AI in agriculture. I come from the research, the Volcani Center. It's the research arm of the Ministry of Agriculture. We deal with all aspects of agriculture, including the AI and the technologies. So our mission is to feed the world in the future with exponentially growing population. At the same time, do not exhaust our planet Earth. So we would like to have both sustainability of the agriculture and also produce enough food for everybody. The common and the conventional way to do it is to maintain sustainability is to reduce the inputs, reduce chemicals, reduce fertilizers, do not pollute. But on the other hand, this reduces the yields, and feeding the world, it won't be possible. So there is a kind of contradiction of whether we can use high technology in order to solve this problem. And we think that the sustainability of agriculture is not does not necessarily go together with reducing of the use of technology. The other way around, technology today can help us solve problems and do things more efficiently than we did once. So we can use tools like AI in order to do precision agriculture, digital agriculture, find where are the specific points where we can use those advanced technologies, the specific points and local areas that we can fertilize, where the need is most prominent, where we have to use herbicides and pesticides. And in a very early stage, we can detect it. So AI today gives us the tools to do that. We can do it by having a lot of data acquired in pests, diseases, and decide when is the best time to use those chemicals. Then we can centralize and use the knowledge, which is today only in the farmer's head and sometimes in the advisor's head, and to make it available to all the farmers all over the country, all over the world. And last but not least is to use the digital twins models. Just to give you an example of what we are trying to do, we use, of course, all the modern and state-of-the-art tools of deep learning and computer vision just to detect very early weeds in the field, diseases in the leaves, or pests, and decide when is the best time to act. We want to use all the LLMs, the large language models that are specific for agriculture, that do not really exist today. not only because nobody has trained them, but also that the knowledge that those models have to be trained from is not available in a written form. Sometimes it's just is experience of farmers, and we have to collect it and put it in the LLMs. And the digital twins enables us to make simulations, but not just simple simulations, but spatial and simulations with various kind of conditions that will find the optimal conditions to grow the crops in each one of the places. Speaking of AI tools, is not only in the implementation of the trivial or known things, but also in genomics and phenomics. We can use AI tools to go and through the phenotyping of crops, find how the genes are connected to the phenotype, that means how the plants grow, and find the best types and varieties that they are resilient to the specific conditions that the crop is grown. This is specifically important for the current situation where climate change makes the climatic conditions very different than they were once. So how we do it in Volcani, we have established a center, which is a national center in Israel that brings everything together. Brings the biological infrastructure of genomics and all the omics together with the sensing and the AI tools in the algorithmic part, and also a computational center where all this can be implemented. So research is ongoing in order to find what are the best tools in the AI that bridge all of them together. But of course, this is not enough. In order to get the innovation to impact, we have to go through some barriers that they are really known from other topics as well, but also in agriculture, the legal, the societal, and the financial barrier have to be overcome in order to have an impact. And as have been also told a lot in this conference before, the trust of the farmers is a difficult part that has to be gained in order to have a great impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Victor, for sharing how AI is shaping a more sustainable future. Now, moving on, AI is not only transforming industries, it is reshaping how we educate the next generation. And to discuss the same, please welcome Ms. Mirav Zarbib, Deputy Director General for Innovation and Technology at the Ministry of Education.
Should we take this?
I'll start with Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ambassador, for the opportunity to present here in India the education system in Israel and how we implement AI in the Israeli education system. Thank you, Erez, for being part of the Israeli delegation. And my name is Mirav Zarbib. I'm the Deputy Director General for Innovation and Technology, and I'm honored to be here with you today. I'm going to give you only a brief glimpse of what we're doing in the Israeli Ministry of Education in order to implement AI in the education system. I'll start with our vision, then I will present our 4 pillars in the strategic Israeli strategic plan. Then I will give an example of how we implement AI into the system. I will elaborate on the 720 personalization project, and I will talk about our sandboxes, and of course, we will talk about collaboration. Okay, so let's start. I will read out loud our vision. Our vision is to promote flourishing at every level, individual, community, and the nation. Our education system will provide personalization to drive students and teachers' growth across all dimensions of life. And now to our strategic plan. Our strategic plan is based on 4 main pillars, which are aligned with the Oxford AI Readiness, and of course to this amazing conference principles. The 4 pillars are human capital, infrastructure, regulation, and innovation. Okay, so let's dive into the human capital. The human capital pillar I would like to present the competency taxonomy. This is a framework we developed in Israel of how to promote AI competency from the basic level to the toppest level. So as you can see, in Israel we have only 2.3 million students, not more than that. We have basic AI competency for all. I will give an example how we gained this goal. And the next level is AI in subject areas. We integrated AI into different subject areas. What's unique about these 2 steps is that this is how students use AI. In the next 3 layers, we have students learning how AI is built, from the basic level, AI and STEM, to the highest level. Our 1,500 students learning as AI scientists how to build the future LLM, Israeli LLM, for the future of Israel. Of course, with an alignment to what Erez has just presented. I will have the video just behind me. What I would like to say that, as you can see in the picture, we have every year a month of AI. What's very unique in this month that in only 1 month, more than 70% of the students in Israel gained the AI competency. We used it in a very special approach, integrating a top-down and bottom-up approach, and competitions, hackathons. You can see the curious faces and the happy faces of the students. We understood that if we want to implement AI into the curriculum, we should do it in a really different ways. Now to the next pillar, infrastructure. In Israel, from the 4th grade, every student can use a special bot that we developed in the Ministry of Education, a special bot that teaches AI. This is a Q2 bot. Then next to the 7th to the 12th graders, we have the Notebook 11 and Gemini. Every student has an access to these tools. And then we have our amazing 7 and 20 project that I'm going to present to you today. So the 720 project is a personalized, we're talking about a personalized system. We're going to talk about 4 versions of personalized systems. In every system, student, teachers, and principals has their own AI agents. The agents are connected, so everything is personalized. We are talking about a unified, holistic system that every school can use. I will talk about the sandboxes later and how we mitigated the risks, okay? So let's see it in the video that we have here.
The vision is clear. The technology is in place. Now, let's see how the system works in practice.
Okay, we need the sound.
The student enters a 360. Degree. The vision is clear. The technology is in place. Now, let's see how the system works in practice. The student enters a 360-degree learning environment where everything about their school experience lives in one place. learning, attendance, progress,
This is
mentoring,
only
and
one
goals.
version
Together,
of the
this creates a
720
complete picture of each student,
systems.
enabling
It's a
personalized
it's a
learning and
collaboration with
meaningful growth.
Google
The
and
experience
local
begins with a short
companies in
personal
Israel.
onboarding. Students share their interests, their goals, and how they prefer to learn. Meet Maya. She wants to move to a more advanced class in science. She learns best through visuals. Based on this, the system builds her a learning path, not a fixed curriculum, but one that responds as she progresses. From Maya's point of view, learning feels clear and active. She moves forward, explores, and receives support exactly when she needs it. As Maya learns, the system quietly adapts with her, helping surface patterns, strengths, and challenges early, before they become obstacles. Leaders see the full picture. Learning pathways across grades, usage and engagement, teacher development, matriculation predictions based on live data. This is 720 Vision, 360 degrees of the student and 360 degrees of educator support, all connected in one system. We believe that when learning is personalized, potential is unlocked. When every child feels seen, valued, and empowered, education transforms into a journey of growth and discovery. And together, shaping a better future for thousands of children who deserve nothing less.
Okay, as I said, only a glimpse. You didn't see the whole video about how we personalize this to the teacher's experience, but this time that the clock is ticking. Now to the final pillar, regulation. In order to promote all these tools, we had to move from frameworks to national scales, and we did it in a very special framework that we built to regulatory sandboxes. We started by setting risk framework with multi-stakeholder committee that defined risks, set new sandboxes rules. Then we worked together, the ministry, industry, local authorities, teachers, and we co-ran together experiments. Then we monitor, measure, and learn from real classroom data, set new evidence-based regulation, and scaled up. This is an example of the QBot, how we set the risk categories from technological problems, pedagogical, professional identity, the risk level, what is the result of the risk, and how we mitigate the risks. And now, finally, I know I have only 10 seconds, the Jerusalem Declarations. 2 weeks ago, there was a pre-conference to this conference, our conference in Israel, and we're here, as I said before, to strengthen the Israel-India cooperation in AI and STEM education. And in our conference, we had the Jerusalem Declaration that was adopted by 15 countries at Education 2026 that reflects a shared commitment to integrate AI and education and to scale success through international collaboration. Will India be the 16th? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Darvi, for this wonderful presentation and explaining it so well. AI is redefining the labor market globally. In Israel, it is seen as a strategic engine for growth. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Inbal Mishash, Director General of the Israeli Employment Service, to speak about how AI supports nationwide workforce adaptation and strengthens Israel's innovation-driven economy. Ms. Mishash.
Good morning, all. I'm honored to be here in your beautiful country. This is my first time in India, so I'm very excited to be here. Shalom and namaste. When we speak about AI and the future of work, many countries speak in terms of disruptions. Israel speaks in terms of design. For us, the response to AI is not a reactive response to technological change. It is strategic engine which we expand innovation across the entire labor market true to our identity as a startup nation. Israel's strength has always been scale. It has been speed, dynasty, talent, and ecosystem alignment. Today, the strength is clearly visible in our AI adoption patterns. Just a minute. Okay. According to the Innovation Authority, 95% to the of 95% of high-tech employees in Israel use generation and AI tools regularly, compared to only 18% across other sectors. But the story of AI in Israel is not same for all. Israel is strong in AI, but adoption is not equal across the economy. When we analyzed almost 2 million job seekers, we see a clear and systematic gradients. Core urban areas show high exposure to AI. In the geographic periphery, it drops. In the socioeconomic periphery, it declined further. And in the double periphery, exposure and effective use of language and image model tools can fall below the national baseline. This is not anecdotal. It reflects human capital spread, firm capabilities, and access to training and employers. It is not technological gap. It is sectoral labor market. Just a minute. It's not working. It is not technological gap. It is sectoral labor market challenges. And this is exactly where public policy must intervene. Israel approach therefore comprehensive. We treat AI not as a sectoral innovation, but as a future of work infrastructure challenges. Our national strategy operates on a multi-level pathways. First, basic AI exposure at scale. Safe and productive use of language and image tools for every worker and job seekers. Second, workflow integration. Embedding AI into processes, templates, quality checks, knowledge bases, automation with governance and result tracking. Third, advanced tools. Upskilling and reskilling into data, automation, operation AI systems, AI security, and product rules that are directly job linked. First, advanced and sectoral models. Domain-specific applications in health, finance, industries, and public services, deployed in secure environment. But adoption alone is not enough. The labor market is becoming more dynamic. Occupational transition are accelerating. Skill scales are shortening. We more and more frame training as ongoing support. Modular learning, micro courses, regular review, and employer-linked pathways that close a clear loop between skill signals and job outcomes. In this ecosystem, the Israeli Public Employment Service plays a central role. We position ourselves not only as a placement agency, but as a bridge across the changing labor market. we connect 4 domains at scale. 1, job seekers. 2, occupations and skills. 3, employers. First, and training system in Israel. Israel model is built on a simple principle. Innovation must move beyond the core. The thought of our work is not something that happens to us. It is something we need to make happen. As a startup nation, we know how to build technologies. Now we are focused on translating technological strength into a broad-based capabilities, including in the double periphery. This is how AI becomes not only innovation story, but a national growth strategy. I think that Israel and India both are the future. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Pashash. Now, please join me in welcoming Dr. Victor Israel Goselka, head of the Horizon Line Division, who will share how AI is reshaping scientific research methodologies and what this means for the future of discovery.
Hello to everyone. Thank you to having me here today. Okay. During the past several decades, we see more and more researchers to work just to stay in the same rate of progress in science and stay in the same rate. You can see it in the graph here behind me regarding the Moore law, but it's the same in other fields of science. The name, there is definition to this phenomena. The name is the scientist productivity paradox. When we're speaking about AI and science, there is three perspectives or three different ways to look at it. One is it's to understand the impact of AI on AI science, the impact of AI on the society, economy, and ethics and other things in the life. The second way to understand the relationship between the AI and the science is to discover how to enhancement the artificial intelligence itself. And the third one is what I'm focusing in my presentation. It's how we can use the AI to advance the science. As you can see in the slide behind me, they bring a change in the way we are doing the science. The scope of the change is revolutionary. It's the same like the microscope discovery or the telescope or computer and their implication in the science. This is my main slide that explains that AI is change every aspect or every part of the process of science process, from generating the hypothesis through the literature synthesis to the doing the experiment itself. The tools for doing all this, doing the research is already there. Copilot, Prism, AlphaFold, and so on. So you just need to take all these those tools and implement it in the AI in science. We think that the future of science it's not just using AI as a tools. It's not tools. It's co-scientists. It's named already there. It's work like you're with other partners or other scientists. It's not just another tools like computer or microscope or telescope. That's as I mentioned, it's a revolutionary in paradigm of science. So, in the Israel Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, we set a goal to advance the scientific paradigm by developing and implementing the capabilities specifically dedicated to science, and that's the way we are working to resolving the productivity paradox that I mentioned in the first slide, and we are looking for the collaboration with India because we believe that together we can go to the future of science by using those tools and find discoveries, new discoveries in science. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So part of us are leaving, but please stay and continue enjoying our presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gusalkar. Oh. Finally, no AI ecosystem can thrive without strong industry leadership. Now join me in welcoming Mr. Avner Vilan, Chief Operating Officer of AI21, who will speak about how Israel's AI industry, alongside multinational R&D centers, sets global standards and strengthens collaboration between academia, startups, and government.
Thank you. I'm going to steal Inbal's Shalom and Namaste. Thank you, Ambassador Erez and the Israeli Embassy here for organizing this event. I'm very honored to represent the Israeli industry in this panel. How do I turn this? Because you know what they say. They say that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes an ecosystem to raise a global AI leader. In Israel, we see ourselves as a global AI leader. We have the government, we have the academia, and we have, obviously, the industry. The government provides our infrastructure, our roads, our electricity for our village. Academia is our school, is our base, our intellectual basis to build our village, to raise our village. But the industry is the home, is the heart of where the raising of the ecosystem happens. And Israel is one of the only nations in the world that actually possesses the whole AI stack. And our ability to control all the layers of the stack, which I will go into in a second, is what makes us resilient, strong, and innovative in pushing this forward. So let's go into details. On the bottom layer, we have the foundation. So we don't have huge infrastructure like other countries, but we do see the infrastructure layer as a very important basis for everything that we do. We need to make sure that we have enough sovereign compute power for our sustainable self-use, as well as to support our research, our scientists, our innovators, that they have all the GPUs that they need to develop their innovations. Next layer is the muscle. It's where we build the hardware of the AI. Hardware, chip design. This is, Israel is the home of some of the leaders in AI chip design, some hardware manufacturing, edge AI, companies like Habana Labs and Halo, or companies that are focused on this layer. Next level is the brain, is the software infrastructure for AI. This is companies like ourselves, like AI21. At AI21, we build LLMs. We're the Israeli LLM. We build foundation models. We build agent orchestration platform built for accuracy, for scale, and to make sure that we target the mission critical applications, because AI is right now just at the beginning of the adoption curve, and one of the key challenges for the entire industry, not just in Israel, would would be to create the trustworthiness of the AI solutions. So the AIs could deliver accurate, relevant, and timely results. And all these layers are actually what drive the most important layer, which is the value. And this is what my colleagues have discussed today. It's where the applications and real-world solutions across all of the critical pillars we've discussed today: agriculture, education, employment, science, future of work. So all of these layers are built on top of the foundations below. And in Israel, we were famous as the startup nation. And we're really good at solving real-world problems, and we have a lot of companies working with the government to solve these problems built on top of this stack. So what does our ecosystem look like? So we have 4 major players in our ecosystem. On top, we have the regulators. They define the direction. They set the policy. They block. They remove. They don't block. They remove. Regulatory blockages, hopefully, and that they are the basis for what we do. On the right-hand side, we have the academia. AI is a knowledge-based industry. We must have very strong academia that will raise our next generation of researchers, of developers that build everything. On the left-hand side is actually the private sector, the operators, and the public sector. So the people who are consuming AI inside of Israel. In the past, Israel's economy or Israel's startups used to try to go to the US or to Europe. And what we've seen in recent years, which is very interesting, that we are focusing now on local market. Israel is it's on its way to become a $1 trillion economy. And we see that our partners, both in the public sector as well as the private sector, are actually the best design partners that we could ask for. They are demanding. They are, taking us to the limit. But this is what actually enables us to take and build this technology and then spread it to the world. And at the heart, we have the Israeli industry. So it's a combination of local startups. You see some of the logos here. I didn't have enough room. I would need probably 3 slides to put the entire industry. And we have the multinationals. So we have huge R&D centers of all the big players: Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA. Just in the last CES in January, Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, mentioned that in one of the core AI projects of NVIDIA, 4 out of the 6 chips were developed in Israel. So they're doubling down, and there's a lot of investment going on in multinational R&D centers. And this creates these core AI technology companies create a spillover effect, because our company, we're about 250 people. About 150 of them are scientists. Already 5 startups have spun out of our company. So the people who work at these core companies go and build the companies that are all over the stack that I mentioned before. So to conclude, our vision that Israel would go from the startup nation to the AI nation. In Israel, we are famous in dealing with uncertainty. Oh boy, we've had a lot of uncertainty in the last few years. But uncertainty builds resilience. And our strength is in our ability to work through uncertainty with our resilience and to build sustainable company that would power the international AI infrastructure. We're not after the hype cycle, we're after the impact cycle. And this is what we do. We invite everybody to join our village, not just as visitors or as users of our technology, but to help us build and expand our ecosystem to an international ecosystem, because what we build can benefit with cooperation with India, with the rest of the region, with the rest of the world, because everything that we do is becoming global. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vilan. Now I invite Mr. Yoel Ben Or, who is Director of Digital Health from the Ministry of Health. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for having me. My name is Yoel Benor. I'm from the Ministry of Health, from the Digital Health Division. I will try in the really few minutes I have just to talk about our strategy in the past 2 years. Every slide here can take 1 hour, a couple of hours of presentation, but feel free to connect me afterwards if you're interested in one of the subject more deeply. So let's start. So first, what we're trying to achieve in health, I think we have two main goals here. One is to redefine healthcare services, not just adding AI to current service models. If we really want to create impact, we need to really change the way we deliver care. The second, I think, is the growth engine. In Israel, we like to see the healthcare services not just as an expenditure, but as said just before, seeing as an investment and creating a powerhouse for companies to expand globally. So this is a win-win situation between tackling our health challenges and a global expansion to powerhouse of AI companies. So this is the vision. How are we planning to get there? So we have three pillars in our strategies. One is obviously data, regulation, and transformation. So I'll talk really briefly about each one of them. Data. So we started in Israel very early to digitalize, about 30 years ago. We have a lot of data. Healthcare is a data-driven industry. But because we started early, this industry is working with silos. There was no regulation at the time we began. And currently in Israel, there's a big project called the Health Data Portability Law, working very hard to standardize the data, to being much more interoperable and navigating and helping data to flow to every point of care. And obviously this is the first step for AI revolution, right? If you don't get all the relevant data at the point of care, you cannot do anything. So this is something that it's a big project, it's an infrastructure project. Nobody likes to do infrastructure projects. People like to do the the value side of things, but you have to start with it. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned of how to scale this infrastructure project. That would be great to share if anyone is more interested. Second is AI regulation. So we're seeing a big shift from regulating the products to risk management that is being done by health organizations. If once we, as a small country, looked at the FDA or the CA, the global regulators of software as medical device, and we said, okay, they approved it, now we can just implement it in Israel or in India and many other places. Today, AI became a platform. There is no regulator in the world who can regulate every AI agent that will be implemented in every healthcare system. That is not a sustainable approach. Therefore, risk should be managed by the health organizations themselves. And this carry a lot of responsibility of health organization. They're coming back to ask us, well, it's great that you're giving us the responsibility, now we can run fast, but how are we going to do it? Please advise us, please guide us. So we're working very closely with health organization in Israel to building the AI governance for health organization, how can they manage the risk by themselves. And of course, we as government will be accountable for putting these processes in place in each of every health organization. So this is the second pillar. The third is transformation. We want to see the impact of this data and governance of the data infrastructure and the governance infrastructure. And here, there's a lot of use cases going on in Israel, but I just want to talk about how we separate between two main themes. One is, I call them the obvious but complex use case. If it's obvious and not complex, then it's not interested from the government perspective. There's a lot of obvious use cases that are not complex, but and I just wanted to give you two examples. One is obviously most discharge summaries going out of the hospitals in 2-3 years. We would not think that physician will write them by themselves. Maybe they will go over them, but this is technology that already exists, but to deploy it in scale in every health organization is very, very complex. There's a lot of regulatory issues, accountability issues. So this is like what I call the obvious but complex use cases. We see very high impact. The technology is already there, and now the question is how you can scale them. maybe another example of these kind of projects, the possibility of a physician to communicate with clinical guidelines. You want to, every place a physician meets a patient, we want them to be able, on the context of this specific patient with the relevant data, to be able to have a consultancy with an LLM that reads all the academic research that is relevant to this patient. This is also a technology that is already in place in many sectors, but putting it in large scale in every hospital in Israel or India, it's a very complex but obvious use case. This is something that we should do. The moonshot projects are also very interesting, and this is, I think, a different mindset and different approach to how can government should tackle them, is working on things that are more riskier, but with more impact. And this, maybe I'll give an example. Do we really need a physician to write every prescription? Or maybe if someone is a chronic disease, is a chronic patient, and he wants to renew every 3 months, he renews his prescription in Israel. So maybe you don't need every time a physician to write it. So these are much riskier projects, and we're now currently building a regulatory sandbox for these new kinds of projects. With this, I just want to finish. So as we all said, we're just in the beginning. Collaboration, sharing, and learning from the mistake of each other is the way to succeed. So happy to be here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yoel. Now, for the closing remarks, I would like to invite Mr. Fares Saib, Deputy Chief of Mission at the Israeli Embassy in New Delhi.
Hello, everyone. I will be very brief. I know that we are exceeding our time now. First, I want to thank the AI Summit organizers and, of course, the team that is handling us. Thank you very much for this wonderful event. And, of course, the embassy's team, Maya, Indira, who worked a lot on this event, and the entire team. I want to thank our delegation from Israel, representing Israeli government and private sector, showing the Israeli strength. And, of course, if we are talking about AI as the future of humanity, I think that India and Israel creates a very important and very powerful engine into creating this future, and I am sure that the collaboration between our both nations, our countries, is going to create a wonderful future for humanity. So I want to thank you very much for coming here. Of course, all the government representatives, the private sector, AI 21, DREAM, who are also here around us. And thank you, of course, everybody here, the participants and the media, for covering this. And I wish you a very successful summit, and very successful summit for India. Wonderful, wonderful host. Thank you.
Sir, please, I request you to please give a token of appreciation from our side.
Sure, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.